In this unit, we'll cover advanced filtering techniques. Keep in mind, QRadar can be used for more than just monitoring and investigating offenses, but rather as an advanced forensics platform for all of your security intelligence requirements. When you're done with this unit, you should be able to apply advanced filters for very specific scenarios. You'll also learn how time series and other charts are used in visualizing data. This lesson will present various advanced filtering scenarios. These are not meant to be an exhaustive list, but rather a starting point for you in your own investigations. Please refer to the demonstration for this lesson. One of the things we may have to consider is what kind of traffic do we have going outbound, meaning from the local environment, systems managed by QRadar, to the remote environment, or outside of the QRadar scope of control. We can do this in a variety of ways. One is we could build filters based on the source network is not other, which would mean all systems that are local, and the destination network is other. These definitions come out of the network hierarchy. Another way to achieve this is to use the flow direction filter. If you go to the Network Activity tab and select the quick filter for flow direction, you'll see you'll have four choices: L to R, L to L, R to L, and then R to R. These refer to L being local and R being remote. In this screenshot, you can see that we've selected a filter that maps to destination network is other and source network is not other. This can also be accomplished with the L to R flow direction filter. One flow type to test for is what we call the remote to remote flow. This can be found under the Network Activity tab and selecting the quick filter for flow direction, and then using R to R as the argument. A remote to remote flow would mean we are seeing traffic between two sets of systems which are not important to us in our environment. This usually indicates that there is a set of IP addresses that are not properly defined in the network hierarchy, or we're actually observing traffic on a shared network infrastructure. One of the features of QRadar's search capabilities is that you can actually use rules from the rules engine as arguments within your searches. In this example, we're actually using one of our building blocks for reconnaissance events to search against existing log events. You can actually use the custom rule is any of quick filter to test any of the rules within the rules engine, including those rules that are not enabled. One use of QRadar's forensics capabilities is perhaps to identify applications that are not running on expected ports. In this screenshot, we can see an example of looking at flow data using an application filter looking for web traffic, but then the destination port does not match known web ports. In the inverse, we could look for applications that are non-web that are operating on known web ports. This may be a way to catch traffic that people are attempting to masquerade, or they know that ports 80 and 443 are open on the firewall. The loss of sensitive data is of concern to any enterprise. In order to set up filters to catch this type of situation, here are some examples. For instance, you could look at a flow direction which is L to R, meaning outbound traffic, and then source bytes is greater than some threshold you have set. You may apply this further with the workstation segments of your environment. You would not expect to see large amounts of data flowing outbound from a workstation in your normal workday, or especially outside of the workday hours. It has been mentioned already that filtering on custom rules is a benefit of the QRadar search facility. One set of rule objects you can search against are what we call our category definitions. These are building blocks, and again, those are rules without actions or responses, but they're used throughout the rules engine. You can see we have categories for authentication failures, user account or group accounts added, authentication to expired accounts. These are useful for search filters. Grouping your data by custom rules will provide insight as to which rules are being triggered the most.